Hi everybody, it's Martin at Flicking Feathers again today, and I'm tying just a wee sort of froggy bass popper. Very simple, fairly easy tie, well worth a place near warm water fly box. So we'll get started. The hook I'm using for this is a Gamakatsu B10S. Obviously I adjust the size to suit the size of the popper. And the popper I'm using is a pre-painted Spirit River popper, number 10, and this is a size 2 Gamakatsu hook. So I just push it on, position it roughly where I want. I want to leave room to tie off my weed guard, and then some space to tie the fly at the back, and I use that as my measure, and I just start the thread right behind. Take the popper head back off, trim away my waist, run my thread down round the bend to take my weed guard. Don't go too far. If you go all the way round to here, your weed guard becomes very stiff and can prevent you getting a decent hook set. So once I've coated that up and down, take a section of 20-pound hard nylon. I just catch that in on top of the shank. Just pull it towards yourself slightly so that the thread can push it over, and that keeps it nice and clearly aligned on top of the shank. Right, prevents it rolling around. Then I'll come, give it another couple of layers of thread just to add a bit of durability. I mean, this is basically going to be exposed thread, so a couple of layers of thread really can make a difference how long your fly lasts. Quick whip finish, trim away the waist, and then I'll varnish this, well, super glue, Zap-A-Gap, whatever you like to use. That's it set up really quick. Just taking away any excess, and then I'm going to follow that with some head cement, just hard as nails. It'll be quite generous. That gives you a nice hard finish. The other option is to use epoxy. Take that away, set it aside to dry. And here I've got one ready. Then I'll start my thread again, just at the front of this. So the first thing I like to tie in is some rubber legs. Drop them. I take a single strand, fold it over, cut it in half. And I like to just lie these on top so they're sitting flat. 2 or 3 wraps down to just about halfway between the point and the barb. Fold them back so that I'll get 4 legs. Tie them off. And I don't worry, you can see they're slightly different lengths. I've got 2 slightly longer and 2 slightly shorter. I don't mind that. You can square them all up the same length if you like. So the next thing is the tail section of hackle, and I've got some saddle hackles here. I'm just using a chartreuse and olive saddle hackles, and I'm just going to measure them up roughly about a hook and a half in length. And I'm going to tie them so that the curvature of the feather is curving away from the hook, so curving outwards. See how that sits? That's quite nice. Same again on this side. And you can tie them together if you like. Let's see, get them lined up nicely, catch them in and tie them off. I don't worry too much if they start, you might find one will drop or whatever as you tie. You can sort of twist and adjust, but it doesn't matter from a fishing point of view. Trim away your waist, tidy up, and you can see there I still know I've got the bump at the end of the nylon, which is roughly where the back of the popper will come to. We'll grab another two of the same saddles. Try to pick one with quite a long feather fibre. That'll do. There we go, that one looks not bad. And I like to tie these in by the tip. Because these, I mean, these are not like quality dry fly saddles, they're white and American and sort of generic that I've got. They're not completely parallel like most high quality saddles, so they do still taper up a little bit. So I tie them by the tip and I'll wind them together, and then any slightly longer fibre will be at the forward side. Just build up a nice bushy collar, and I like to, you'll feel the hackle will just step off that nylon there, and that's you know that you're going to be covering up the junction nicely. The popper will push it back. Just snip off the excess, tie it down. And just cover up the shank, a few coats of thread. That gives the head something to, the head and the glue something to stick to. And sort of rough open spirals is better, kind of gives you a bigger surface area. Tie it off. Now, before we do any gluing, it's always worth just having a wee look, just to see. Now that's spot on. Because I used the measurement, I knew it was, you know, you're going to fit it in, and you've got room at the front there to tie off your weed guard. So I'll just pull this forward. I don't even take it all the way off. Get my super glue again. And just push it back, don't stop moving it. If it stops, it sticks. And there you have it, that's it, it's stuck on, nice and secure. The last thing to do now is add some legs and eyes, although you probably could just leave it as it is. So I'm going to just take my bodkin and I'll push it through. Make myself a wee pilot hole. Take my leg puller. And there's various different leg pullers you could use. This one's no bad. It's just a baiting needle actually. So take one silly leg, fold it over, and just pull them through. When you're about halfway, you can just unclip the puller. What I like to do is I'll pull it back slightly. Teeny wee spot of super glue on the leg, and just pull it in. Snip these, and I like them about 3/4 of an inch, roughly the same on either side. Then eyes, I'm using the EP solid eyes, quite like them on these wee bass bugs, especially the sort of froggy ones because they stick out, you know, like a frog's got a bulbous eyes. Probably doesn't really matter, but it looks nice. So trim away the stem. And I'll just come in a wee spot of super glue again. If it's not quite stuck all the way, you can just get a wee bit in, extra in behind. Use the handle of your dubbing needle, press and hold it. Same again on the other side. Decent blob of super glue. Just hold it for a couple of seconds to make sure it's stuck. There you go. And that's basically the fly tied. The last thing that's to be done is just to get that weed guard in place. So start my thread back on the hook in front of the popper body. Trim away my excess there. Feed your nylon up through the eye of the hook, and then just make sure you've got good clearance. If you get roughly half the hook gape between the nylon and the point of the hook, that's just about right. And then just secure this down, tight wraps a thread. If you wish, you can fold it back. I don't bother. Just come in, whip finish, and again. Then to clear this nylon, I'll just trim it like that. Then I'll heat my dubbing needle. And when it's red hot, you just come in through the eye of the hook. That melts it back, clears your eye. And it's secure as well because the end sort of melts flat. There you go. The last thing is just to come in and hit this with a wee bit of super glue and then head cement. For a kind of tough finish. Just knock away any excess. Make sure you don't flood the eye. A generous coat of cement over the top of that. And that's it. It's a fairly simple fly to tie. Very effective for bass and panfish. As I say, well worth a space in your box if you're fishing for warm water species. So, I hope that was useful, hope you enjoyed it. If it was, don't forget to give it a thumbs up below and subscribe to the channel. As always, there is a material list in the description below, and a link to my social media and my Patreon page as well. If you fancy supporting the channel, I would really appreciate that. Tight lines, guys. Bye.